So here we are, T&N TV with Herol, the Bomber Graham. Herol, how are you today?
I'm fine. I've had an absolutely brilliant day today.
Yes.
Signing autographs, people talking to me chatting back, of course. I can't stop talking for one start. Anyway, it's been a wonderful, brilliant day.
Yes, loads and loads of fans turned out today, and they were very, very, happy to see. They came from different parts of the country.
Yes, they did. And I mean, I'm saying, what? Lincoln? All the way from Lincoln to see me? Well, yeah. So what? So I've enjoyed everybody here today, just chatting with them and having a good time. Better than being in an institution.
Right, yes, of course. And looking back on your illustrious career, a lot of people were always saying you're like the best boxer that Britain produced, and sort of never quite won the world title. And you came so close. You fought some amazing opponents who were absolutely world class. What were the highlights that you remember, that you can recall?
The highlights that I recall, there's a few of them, but it's like the main one was Julian Jackson, as you all know.
Yes, of course.
A case that I was coming up to, was it third round, and they were going to stop it the next round, but what happened? He caught me right on my chin, and I was out for, I said 6 minutes, it might have been a bit more, but 6 minutes out, and like saying it was all over.
Yeah, I mean, they'd always say that Julian Jackson was one of the hardest punchers of all time, pound for pound, and a lot of the other boxers that sort of shared the ring with him sort of shared that same response. Was he the heaviest puncher you've ever faced?
Definitely. I actually thought it was a horse what kicked me.
Oh my God.
It was that bad. And I said I was out before I even touched the floor, so I forgot what happened. There you go.
Wow. And do you think like a lot of the younger boxers now these days, they have a lot of really good opportunities in front of them, like sponsorship and so many other things that maybe your generation didn't quite get to enjoy, but you guys like opened the door for so many youngsters that are enjoying a lot of success today, like Anthony Joshua and a lot of others who are sort of coming through now from the UK.
Yeah, well, you've answered it straight away. There's so many sponsors now that the boxers, managers, well, more so the trainers, will get a better income from this, and like it will help them to eat sensibly, eat properly, with nutritionists, eating sensibly, training sensibly with the trainers, of course. But there's so much for them to do now and get a hold of. So I'm glad they have the sponsors around Britain and different countries actually. But we're going to do well. I know we are, definitely.
Yes, and they have social media as well to promote themselves and sort of sell tickets. I guess technology's helped a lot to sort of raise the profile of boxing in the UK?
Yes, it has done. Sorry. Yeah, I have to put it there. Definitely, it has done that. Technology, we can't do without it at all. So it is needed through the boxing, going back towards what boxers have done, what they haven't done, what they're eating, what foods are good for them, what foods are bad for them. This is absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. And also, just any advice you'd have for any youngsters, hoping to go to the Olympics or sort of, aspire your career? What would you recommend they do to be successful?
I mean, put it this way: they have their trainers in the England squad. I'm not saying that to override them, but I'm just saying it's a favourite saying of mine, saying, "He who runs and fights away lives to fight another day." So if he runs and fights and keep picking up points as well, by the way, but he's gonna, as long as the other person doesn't hit him, he's gonna win the fight. So run. Move your head, move your legs, move everything.
So be smarter and prolong your career, basically.
Definitely.
Essence.
Yes.
Fantastic. And in terms of our personal experiences, we spoke to Andy, and he's told us some very interesting stories about how he sparred Nigel Benn and sort of ended up, quite hurt. So have you got any stories from back in the day where you and Andy would spar or things like that?
Look, there's so many stories, I forget them. Remember, at the moment, by the way, I'm in the mental institute. You won't want to know this really, but I am in the mental institute, and it's like saying they're looking after me in the sense that with the boxing, that's why I say with the boxing, don't get hit, and then you won't end up where I ended up. So you have got to move and fight. Got to. And then you won't get hurt. If you don't get hurt, you won't end up where I ended up. So be safe.
So be safe. So basically protect yourself at all times when you're in the ring. And do you think the safety aspect has improved these days? That maybe there's sort of more doctors ringside and people are checked up more by the British Medical Board, you know, before they get a license and things like that? Or was that not available in your time when you were boxing, perhaps?
Well, it was available in my time, but not as much now.
No.
There's more now in the sense that the research into brain injury sort of thing is colossal, and it really, in all sports, even football. Look at football. People say boxing is outrageous, and it's like saying footballers head the ball.
Right,
the velocity of the ball coming towards them and they're heading it, that's knocking the brain about. And like boxing, it's an intentional thing where you hit the person, and like most of them, you know, just in a sense move away from it so they don't get hit. Some of them get hit, of course, but look, football, you head it deliberately. Boxers deliberately hit you, but you move out of the way not to get hit.
Well, that's it. So basically, just be safe and try to maximise the sort of the takings of your career. And then sort of after boxing, do some boxers find it quite hard to make the adjustment, you know, to normal civilian life? What do you think is sort of the...
Yes, some do, in the sense that if they haven't planned it, which I didn't do that. I didn't plan the way out of the boxing career, and it was quite difficult with the depression, because I suffered from depression in the sense that I wasn't ready to come out at that time, and I didn't have no plans at all, and I ended up with the depression, and hence I was at the mental institute advising the boxers and the trainers and their manager to sort out it for the boxers' sake, not their sake, for the boxers' sake, looking after them for when they retire.
Right, and of course with sort of mental health being so important, we know like Frank Bruno had his issues with mental health,
yes,
as well as more recently TYSON FURY, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, and looks like he's sort of come back now, is on a comeback trail, and he's looking a lot more sort of fitter, healthier and happier. And sort of, what is the what's the actual struggle like in terms of?
It's a struggle in the respect that if you, let's say, get used to, you don't want to get used to it. You don't want to get used to being punched. So it's like saying, don't go to the mental institution, don't get punched. You won't get there, but you have to get hit. You do get hit. It's like Bruno saying to me, Herol, I've been there, I know where you are. He actually came down to see me in the institution at St Anne's, and he says, Herol, look, get out here as soon as you can. Don't stay in there too long. You get institutionalized. You do get that way. But you get used to the people around you, and you don't want to do that. In the sense that you want to be outside in the domain of the public domain. And
amongst friends and family.
Of course, your friends. You need your friends. You need your family, and that's why hopefully I'll be getting out soon to carry on my life what I want to. Not with maybe with the boxing to help the boxers in the boxing world.
Of course, in terms of there's so much you can offer the sort of the children of London.
Yes.
To sort of take them away from maybe crime and other negative distractions, and sort of positively turn their lives around, and I think boxing is definitely doing that.
Oh, it does do that, yeah. It's a positive attitude towards life anyway.
Yeah.
They've got to have that to learn any skill anyway. They've got to be positive, and boxing takes it out of you. The gang thing, you get the gangs hanging around. Don't join the gang, join the boxing club.
Instead, right.
And do something, or karate or judo, a sport, and it will take the frustration out of you as well, training alone.
Right, and finally, what would be the message you would have for your fans and supporters and well-wishers who sort of want to stay in touch over the next weeks, months and years ahead coming up?
I'd like to say, look, thank you to all of them who have helped me and helped other people getting through these depressional stages of their life. As I said, I was depressed in a bad way, tried to take my life, of course you did, yeah, but it didn't work. I'm still here, and I'm glad I'm still here to help other people. So if I can help someone else, I'm sure you can, and so be careful and be sure for yourself.
Right, thank you so much, Herol, the Bomber Graham. We look forward to seeing you next time and doing another excellent interview. Thanks a lot, and hopefully we'll catch up with you soon, champ. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Yes, we sure will do.